is a unique jewel in the blackness around us. Its delicate balance of life systems on land and in the oceans, its swirling winds and varied creatures are more magnificent than anything we know of, than anything that exists in the dark vastness of our galaxy.
And yet we risk it all, the plants, the animals, and even ourselves, because of global warming. Carbon dioxide from traffic and energy sources, other gases such as methane and chlorofluorocarbons, and man's relentless and often needless destruction of forests all contribute to the greenhouse effect.
But what exactly is the greenhouse effect? Why is it occurring? And more importantly, is there anything we can do to save ourselves and our planet?
The greenhouse effect is a name scientists have given to a process that warms the Earth. For billions of years, sunlight has sliced through the layer of air that surrounds Earth, struck the surface of the planet, and been radiated into space. Recently, the mix of gases in the atmosphere has changed. More sunlight, and therefore more heat, is being held in the atmosphere, increasing the temperature of the Earth. Why has the mix of gases changed? Why is a cycle that has been working for billions of years beginning to fail?
One reason is the Industrial Revolution. For the past 2 centuries, man has become increasingly dependent on power-driven machinery. Many of us use machines to perform even the simplest of tasks, such as sharpening a pencil. We use electricity or some source of power for almost everything we do. And the energy used to power these machines comes from fossil fuels such as coal, natural gas, and oil. Yet the burning of these fuels is the single biggest contributor to global warming. Why?
The explanation is surprisingly simple. It centers on a stable and invisible gas, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide plays a vital role in maintaining life on Earth. It is absorbed by plants for use in the process of photosynthesis, and, as we all know, it is exhaled by animals during respiration. The problem exists because we have been increasing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere for at least the past century. Higher carbon dioxide levels mean higher levels of heat are being radiated into the atmosphere, increasing global warming. But what is causing the increased levels of carbon dioxide?
We are. Every time we burn something that contains carbon, and almost everything, wood, paper, fossil fuels, and tires contains carbon, we increase the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Indeed, as this bar graph indicates, 11% of U.S. carbon dioxide emissions come from residential buildings, and almost a fourth, 24%, comes from industry. 30% comes from transportation, but the largest source of carbon dioxide, 35%, is produced by the nation's electric utility industry. So it is clear that we all contribute to the problem.
Although the Industrial Revolution is a major reason for global warming, it is not the only reason. The population explosion is also a major factor, because not only do we devour energy, we devour land. An area the size of 6 Olympic swimming pools is cleared every second. Over 100 acres per minute of forested land is being cleared. That's more than 1,000 acres since you started watching this video.
Unfortunately, carbon dioxide is not the only natural gas that's affecting our planet. Other gases, such as methane and chlorofluorocarbons, are having disastrous effects on our atmosphere. And levels of these gases are also increasing because of man. Dramatic increases in the termite population, which thrives in stumps and other debris left when land is cleared, contribute to higher levels of methane gas. Additionally, more cattle which is raised to supply the Earth's growing population with food, leather, and milk is increasing methane levels. For the same reason, food, more land is being converted to rice paddies.
These elements all contribute to the increase in methane gas, and some scientists believe that this gas may actually double the damaging effects of carbon dioxide. Another greenhouse gas is chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs. Tragically, this gas is not natural. It was created by scientists in the 1930s to aid in the manufacture of plastics. Today, CFCs are usually used to manufacture plastic containers, make aerosol cans, refrigerants, air conditioners, foam, and styrofoam products.
Like carbon dioxide, CFCs absorb heat generated by the sun. But CFCs have another devastating side effect. They seem to eat ozone, so they are creating a hole in the blanket of air that surrounds the Earth. In fact, scientists believe that CFCs contribute as much as 20% to the greenhouse effect. But what will be the effect of a warming world? Scientists aren't in complete agreement on the effects of global warming.
But most agree that weather will change dramatically. In fact, rainfall amounts in much of the U.S. may decrease by anywhere from 30 to 60%. As this map developed by the National Center for Atmospheric Research shows, temperatures all over the world will be affected by even gradual increases of carbon dioxide.
While these temperature changes may seem inconsequential in our homes, they will be dramatic to our planet, where a small difference in temperature can render hundreds of species extinct. In fact, during the last great ice age, the overall temperature of Earth was only about 6 degrees colder than it is now.
Is there anything we can do to stop the process or even slow it down? Some scientists say it is too late to keep the greenhouse effect from dramatically altering our planet. But others believe there are steps that we can take now. We can each plant a tree. We know that trees actually reduce levels of carbon dioxide and lessen the greenhouse effect. Since the average American uses about 7 trees each year, it makes sense to replenish the supply. Another step we can take is pre-cycling, reducing waste before you buy, and recycling. As a nation, we use a staggering amount of plastic. Americans use about 2.5 million plastic bottles every hour.
If just 10% of Americans purchase products with less plastic packaging 10% of the time, we would eliminate 144 million tons of plastic in our landfills, reduce industrial emissions and consumption of energy, and let manufacturers know we are serious about demanding responsible alternatives. We can also recycle. Recycling glass and aluminum can dramatically reduce the consumption of energy used to manufacture those items from scratch. Recycling glass reduces the air pollution used in recycling by about 20%.
Recycling aluminum reduces the energy used in aluminum production by 95%. In fact, if you toss out an aluminum can, it's as if you filled that can half full of gasoline and poured it on the ground. Another way we can combat the greenhouse effect is by driving less. If only 1% of American car owners left their cars idle for 1 day each week, we could save about 42 million gallons of gas a year.
Pre-cycling and recycling can help us save energy, but we must also save energy in our homes.
You can also help by being an informed voter. Listen to what candidates have to say about the environment, and watch what they do after they're elected.
Scientific evidence suggests that global warming is a reality, that increasing levels of greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide, methane, CFCs, and the destruction of plant life through deforestation are causing our planet to warm. But there are a few things we can do as individuals to slow the process. We can plant a tree, pre-cycle and recycle, drive less, conserve energy, and be an informed voter. But the most important thing we can do is realize we all play a part in the future of our Earth.
We all can help preserve this magnificent planet, this rich and varied garden.